Hello, you absolute legends. Welcome back to the channel. Come and pick up my brand new car with me in this video here on the channel then. Little video of the journey of picking up my brand new car to the channel. I started my day nice and early at Boston train station. 7 o'clock in the morning I was there, and thanks to Dad for dropping me off. Look at that beautiful scenery over my homeland. I'd got a train to Preston, and here I am on my first train. It was a 4 and a bit hour journey, including a 1 hour stopover in Grantham. So we left Boston, and I was the only person on my bit of the train, thankfully. Here I am at this point. Am I going to get home? Thinking, well, it's dubious. So we're leaving Boston town centre and going to pick up this car. It's a Rover 75. It's a 1.8 K series, 2000 plate, and one owner from new with 58,000 miles on the clock. Philip has very kindly got in contact with me to tell me about this car, and I'm on the way to pick that up. I'm going to drive it home because I taxed it and insured it. It used to belong to an elderly gent who has now given up driving, and it needs a loving new home. It's a Wedgwood Blue, which you'll see in just a minute, and it was an eventful journey, let's say. Was it a TT? No, it wasn't a TT I was picking up, but look at this W-Reg TT there. Beautiful. Heckington was the next stop. We're just leaving Heckington there. And one thing I love about all my journeys to pick cars up is seeing all the different industrial towns and parts of Britain. This is the wonderful Lincolnshire countryside, and you'll see that it gets less flat as we get further onto our journey. So I spoke with Philip. He sent me loads of pictures of the car, loads of details, loads of history, and I decided to bite the bullet and go and grab it. Why do I like Rover 75 so much? Well, Dad used to work for Rover. He was a mechanic for all his entire working life, and Rovers were his thing when I was a kid. He would come home with Rovers, and I remember the launch of the Rover 75, Dad bringing one home in Wedgwood Blue, that with all the chrome, and it just, for a 12-year-old me, looked like the best looking car in the world. So I've got a soft spot for a Rover 75, and I've been hankering after a Wedgwood Blue for quite some time. Still on my train on the way to Grantham. I arrive at Grantham, and I've got a 1 hour layover in Grantham. As you can see, there's an LNER train on the opposite side of the station there. That could have been the train that I got on, because I got on one an hour later, but it would have thrown my whole journey off. So I decided to go for a wander. There was the earlier train leaving. Had a wander around Grantham station and filmed a few bits and pieces. Grantham is quite a beautiful little station. It's a one in, one out sort of system. So if you come in from the way I come in, the train sort of backs up and goes on to some points again. I decided not to remortgage my house and buy myself a Costa coffee on the train platform, but instead grabbed myself a little drink and some snacks from my bag. In my bag I'd taken with me as well a bottle of coolant ready, just in case there was any head gasket issues with this Rover 75. I'm sure you can guess what's coming later on in the channel. So I had a little wander around the station, and this train does not stop at the station. Welcome to Grantham. There's me welcoming you all to Grantham. Yeah, I had an hour to kill at Grantham, as you can see, so I decided to take some arty video. The sun was coming up at this point, and then I ended up getting on my next train, which was to Leeds. We had some journeys in and out of the station, and the train to Leeds was about an hour and a bit as well. It was the LNER Azuma train, and here I am getting on. I've got the seat E11. Had a pre-prepared ticket. Here's me getting on the train, and it was quite busy. The bloke next to me was drinking a can of beer. The bloke in front of me was drinking a can of beer. What more do you need on a Saturday morning? I think they're all going to Leeds to watch the football. As you can see, it's been quite wet recently. The fields are a little bit flooded, And we pulled into Doncaster, and some more people got on. And then we're next at Wakefield, my spiritual home. Big shout out to everybody in Wakefield. Me and Mrs. John Coupland love Wakefield. It's a bit of a personal in-joke as well. But there we are, pulling into Wakefield. And we eventually got to Leeds. Now, it was a bit of a mad dash because my train was running a little bit late. I needed to get from platform 2 to platform 11D in 2 minutes. And there was an elderly lady in front of me. That's me running. I had to run for the train. I've got to run. That's me saying there. There's the time board. You can see that it was on time and there was about a minute to spare at this point. The train is in the station. Not that one. It's another one that comes down the track. And there it is. Pulling into the station. And with just a few moments to spare, I managed to get on the train and leave Leeds. At this point, I'm on the way to Preston. Yeah, Lancashire, Preston, isn't it? And I met a lovely couple of ladies who sat opposite me who were on the way to Blackpool. They were from the Bayou in... Where was the Bayou? I've forgotten. New Orleans, that's it. They were in New Orleans. They were from New Orleans and they decided to come to Blackpool for a holiday. Why? Why you would do that? But that's what they wanted to do. They wanted to go and have a look around Blackpool, so they were lovely. Me checking out the Quality Street factory. That's at Halifax. And then we're on the way. We're in the mountains now. I didn't recognise this part of the world, being from the Lincolnshire flatlands. But I'm on my train, my final train to Preston. It was a northern train. And I arrived at Preston and was greeted by Philip, who then very kindly took me to where the car was and gave me a lift. He also offered to buy me a Greggs sausage roll. And here it is then, the Rover 75. It's a 1.8 club, one owner from new, 58,000 miles. It's the not the turbo edition, it's the K-Series engine with the head gasket failure issue. Yes, the head gasket has since failed. More on that coming to the channel soon. Basically, it failed on the drive home. But I got in the car, had a little squeaky bum time on the way home with issues with the head gasket and overheating. But these things are set to trials, aren't they? And it took me about 4.5 hours to do the journey home. Apart from the head gasket failing and obviously the heater not working and there being an issue there, the ride was very good and the car is in absolutely beautiful condition. There'll be loads more videos coming to the channel on the next, I don't know, month and a half as we repair the car. But the drive home was okay. I enjoyed it. The velour interior, beautiful. As I say, little video of my journey then, picking up the new car. Full video coming to the channel very shortly. And if it's already here, it'll be in the top corner of the Rover 75. A good look round it. We'll give it a clean. We'll repair it. And then we'll see what happens with it. But an adventure. Thanks for watching. Take care. Goodbye.